Hey. All right. So I get a lot of questions about creating content or content marketing or organic marketing. And I'm actually creating a little course right now all about creating content, the productive way to create content that actually leads to making sales. And so I have a lot of ideas around it right now, and I thought I would share one of my favorite tips with you. So, when it comes to creating content, all know we need to be content creators now, right? I'm even sick of hearing myself say the word content. Because it can feel like this thing that just is never ending. You always have to create more. I need to make a story. I need to make a reel. Haven't done a post yet. Oh, I got to put a video out. Maybe I need a podcast. Like it feels never ending. And I don't enjoy that feeling. So I try to create a process that allows me to create content, but then reuse, recycle that content. But most importantly, the content I'm putting out, I need it to pack a punch because I'm not the type of person who's just going to be creating more and more and more. It's just not in my, so it's not in my cards. So I need every piece of content that I put out to have a purpose and to lead to people trusting me, people wanting to purchase my products, people understanding my philosophy on running a business, and people becoming interested in my programs and courses. That's kind of the whole thing. And also, of course, to educate and all of that stuff. Like that should kind of be the number one purpose of your content. But one of my favorite techniques that I use is to try to create content that actually sells my programs, right? And I want to share with you how I do that, or one of the quick ways that you can start doing that. So rather than just putting out content for the sake of it, you know that it's driving traffic to your funnel or it's leading to a specific outcome that you want it to have. So one of my favorite things to do is to go into my course or program. And so open up your sales page for your course, or actually like start going through the modules of your program or your offer or your service. Regardless of what it is, you should have a sales page. If you don't have one, get into MPQ and follow our process, because our sales page process is immaculate. But open up that sales page and look at your philosophy, your unique way of solving somebody's problem. This is really important. And if you're not clear on that, it's going to make it really hard for people to see how to differentiate you from other people in the same niche as you, or other people that they're considering. One of the really important parts about content marketing is that in this era, all of us are researchers, right? All of us are looking into our options before we purchase something. It's no longer that we're just going to the first store that's closest to us and grabbing the thing that we need. Instead, we're considering, well, where's the cheapest price? Should I look here? Should I look there? What's this? What's the quality of this product, or who have they worked with before? What am I going to have to do if I take this course versus this course? All of us are really doing our research, and that's one of the things that content marketing helps with. It allows you to show up as the expert, and it allows people to see a little bit more into your product, do some research, feel as if they trust you, hopefully, and decide whether or not they want to purchase your product or follow your philosophy to get the outcome that they're trying to get. So I want you to look at the philosophy part of your sales page, and also look at the different steps, modules, phases, whatever chapters, whatever you call it in your course. I'm going to call it modules here. Okay. I want you to go through each module, and for each little lesson that you teach or workbook that you have, I want you to think, what's one thing people need to know before they're ready to solve this problem? So let's say module 1 of my course, let's say I have a course about building your first website. Let's say module 1 is all about, why did I choose website? I know nothing about it. Is about how to choose if you want to go with Squarespace or WordPress. What I think is really, valuable about this type of module is allowing people to choose their own, way forward with building their website. So what I would do is I would create a video on the pros and cons of each platform. And what that does is allows people to start to think like, oh, what platform should I be using? And if you want to start saying, if you film that video and you want to say, if you're ready to make a decision and choose which platform you want to go to and build out your website with that platform, my course shows you exactly how to choose which one is going to be best for you and exactly how to set up both. So now I'm getting them thinking, okay, I've decided I want to go with Squarespace. I'm going to need that module to show me how to set up that Squarespace module or that Squarespace website, right? So go through each little section of your website and think, what does somebody need to know before they watch this module? Or what is a question that they might have that this module would answer? And that way, every single piece of content that you're putting out leads directly to this module. So for example, this video I'm creating right now is about content marketing and how to create content that actually sells. Phase 2 of my program has a whole module on how to create an epic content workflow, how to create a content strategy that drives traffic into your funnel, and how to create content that actually leads to making sales. So by creating a video for you on content, I can also have an opportunity to say, hey, inside your most profitable quarter yet, if you want to know how to create content that actually sells your product and steal my exact workflow and know how content can actually drive traffic to your business system, then come join us inside the program. And so I want you to do the same thing. So now when you've created that video on what's the difference between WordPress and Squarespace, you can now talk about your first module. And it doesn't have to be like a huge sales pitch, but you can say, this is something I teach inside module 1 of my program. And one of the things that I notice is as people go through, a lot of people tend to choose whichever platform is going to be quickest for them to set up. So if you think that you blah, 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 should have chosen a different example because I literally know nothing about websites, but see how you can direct people to that exact module. So that's my advice. Go through each section, go through each phase of your philosophy and see if you can create content that's one step before what you're solving inside the course. So you don't want to teach exactly the same thing that's inside your course, of course, but you want to think about, before I ever even know that I'm ready to choose between Squarespace and WordPress, what might I be thinking about? So maybe I would create a video on, do you even need a website in 2022? And I would talk about like 3 reasons that you need a website. And then I could say, if you're ready to build your website, come check out my course. I teach you exactly how to set yours up in, 1 weekend or something like that. So don't skip on content marketing. I think it's super valuable at this point, and it's one of those things that has a huge return in your business for a pretty small investment from you. And if you want to make sure that you're doing content the productive way without feeling like you always have to create more all the time, make sure each piece of content has a purpose and specifically leads to one of your products by going through each one of these modules. All right, I'm repeating myself now. Hopefully you found this helpful.